So hello and welcome back to the director's commentary playthrough of Mickey Mania. First, a couple of housekeeping items. I'm starting here. If you remember last time I'd completed the Mad Doctor's level, some people pointed out I'd missed a few secret things that I'd forgotten about. So the first one was here where I said I thought maybe there was a secret thing here, or I was surprised I hadn't put something there. Turns out I had put something there. If you hold up when you jump, you look up and jump really high. And so if you do that when you move, you get to a secret area above and you can pick up an extra life and a few extra hit points. So that's the first secret. And then moving on to the next one, we never found the Mad Doctor Mickey in the Mad Doctor's lab. So somebody else pointed out that if you leave the lift and go back in again, I'd hidden a secret area up here. I mean, it was 20 odd years ago, so I should be forgiven for forgetting some of this stuff, hopefully. Anyway, so you fall down here. As you fall, it goes dark, and you get a comical pair of eyes instead of Mickey. And then the stars kind of light the way to the sort of hidden steps as you go up. And up here, you get an extra life, and ta-da! You find Mad Dr. Mickey. And that's an alternative way to finish the level. Right, let's crack on. Let's see what the next level is. The next cartoon we're going to play through is called The Moose Hunters, 1937. Okay, so in this one we found Pluto, if you remember, at the end of the Mad Doctor level. Now he's going to actually help you out along the way. Although he seems immune to sticks landing on his head, unlike Mickey. So as we move forward, here's another sort of rendered object. This huge boulder falling down was rendered on these $30,000 silicon graphics machines. So it's another example of where we've used it in the game. Obviously interesting timing. Let's see if I can... Yeah, just run past. Now, brilliant. Right on the head. There's Mickey with his lily. Let's try that again. Watch out for the sticks. Now, this is a really fairly basic level. The key thing in this is Pluto's going to give us a clue as to when the mooses... Mooses? Is that a thing? Can't be mice. When the moose runs across the screen. Oh, so there you go. He kind of points and jumps, and so whenever Pluto points and jumps, I know it's time to get out the way of the moose. Now interestingly, this background image you see here, the far parallax layer, the backmost layer there, we actually used that in one of the early prototypes for Sonic R as a background screen. So if you look at my video on Sonic R, one of the early prototypes, you'll see that image in the background. Well, this is where we got it from. Oh, this very level. Right, enough hanging around. I'm going to get badly killed if I don't keep moving here. Okay, oh. I'm doing brilliantly. Oh, here we go. Firework. Okay. Save position at least. Oh, man. Really showing my platforming prowess off here. You could see my face right now. Okay. This will be fine. Whoa. Okay. Slightly scared about that, but as we saw from the start, that's Moose Hunter and Mickey. So I guess we've reached the end of this section. Okay. Congratulations, Mickey has found Moose Hunter Mickey, but has also found a moose. Okay, so this is probably the most technical 3D section in the game in terms of the number of tricks going on. I'll link to the video that explains exactly how we do this because it's well worth a watch. It's extremely tricky to code, but it's also pretty tricky to play. Every time you eat an apple, you speed up, and so you have to keep your speed going. If you run through water or hit a rock, you'll slow down and the moose gets closer. Like this. So let me see if I can concentrate. So the water slows you down. Now the apple, suddenly the difficulty curve spikes and you get like the occasional apple You see here I've missed it, and so I'm getting severely caught up just because I missed the one apple. Let's see if I can just get one. Yep, just enough to keep moving. Get that one. Okay, oh, missed it. Did I get it? Maybe I got it. It's a tricky old section, this. But the reason a lot of these games were tricky was if you didn't have them tricky, the game playthroughs, I remember there was a game, oh there we go, we did it. Congratulations, Mickey has escaped from the rampaging moose. There was a game called Shinobi on the Sega Mega Drive, great game, and me and my brother used to play through it, see who could do it the quickest. And you could complete the whole game in 25 minutes. And obviously nowadays games you expect 8 hours of gameplay, so the reason these difficulty curves on these games were so hard was because they wanted you to go back and try again, because the teams were much smaller then, generating content was expensive, not so many people bought games, and so the games were just a lot smaller, and so to make them last longer they were made a lot harder. Okay, so that was quite a short cartoon. This one I think's a little longer. The Lonesome Ghosts from 1937. Okay, so the start of this is one of my throwaway effects that I look back and think, why did you put all that effort into it? But anyway, let's have a look. There's the front of the house, and as you walk up to the front of the house, there you go. And that's all you see of that effect in the entire game. You can go back if you want. There you go. And it's this lovely 3D rendered sort of scaled front to the house. And the way we did this, real briefly, is it's made of sprites. So the whole thing is strips of sprites, and what we did was we overlapped lots of different sprites, and we had several different scales for the side of the house. So we probably had 8 sizes for the house. So we had 8 frames of animation for the house, and then by drawing them all in strips at different spacing, we could make it look like an awful lot more than 8 frames. The other clever part is that the parallax layer, once you're in the house, you've got this nice background corridor effect, kind of 3D effect, which sort of disappears as you come outside the house. So I guess I must have been live updating that in the background somewhere going on. Maybe I'll look at the code at some point and find out. Anyway, let's get on with the level. We're getting to the parts of the game now that are less familiar to me, because I'll have played the game a lot way back in the day, and then more recently I'll have played it a few times. But really, when you're showing people, you kind of generally play the first few levels. So my already pretty sucky ability to play this game is going to take a dive. Right, this marble is really tempting me, so I'm going to go down here. Oh, okay. Oh, if I'd have gone down the other one, I'd have got some lives. Okay, cool. We're on a raft. There's some cool water, which I think that water's stolen from a game I made earlier called Leander. Kind of animating water looks familiar to me. Okay, so what we're trying to do on each level is add some novelty. So the novelty now is obviously we've put this kind of vignette around the screen to make it all in the dark. So you have less anticipation of where bad guys are going to appear. And because they're ghosts, you can't kill them. So this is timing. And jump ability, right, let's see. Okay, now these things were really interesting. Again, this is a row of sprites, so we'll have had an animation of one little probably 8x8 or 10x10 pixel piece of this girder, and we'll have drawn it using what looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12, probably 13, 14 sprites. And then depending on where you stand on it, it rocks. And if it rocks too far, you fall off it. So you have to balance exactly right. So again, it's another new mechanic for this level to keep things fresh. And then these collapsing stairs are another one. So again, you've got to time the stairs collapsing and missing the ghosts. And jumping on these things. And then as it gets more difficult, I'm not sure if it already has got more difficult. Maybe it has. You have to kind of run up them while they're tilted. That's really hard. To get the height you need. Oh man, I had to drop down there, or I'd have got by the ghost. I wonder if I can go this way. I can. Alright, I should probably do that. It looks slightly safer. Whoa, crap. Oh no, you're kidding. Okay, so the checkpoints really are pretty brutal. I've got this. I know what I'm doing now. I'll whiz through here like I wrote it. I like seeing in the comments sometimes, you get these people saying, this guy didn't make this game, he's completely blagging it, he's just hacking ROMs, and you can see by the way he's playing it, he has no idea what he's doing. I can see why you might think that, judging by my ability at the moment. Right, I'm hoping there might be a firework up here. No, there's a health point, but I don't really need it. So I'll just take the... Ah, come on. Do you know what? That looks slightly suspicious collision detection to me. These rotating platforms are really hard to collide against. Because again, this was before proper 3D, so collision detection on something that's moving backwards and forwards like that was tricky to do. So you can actually see, I can probably see it here, that you fall off the end. Imagine there's a pixel in the middle of Mickey. You fall off when he's just about halfway across the platform. Whereas normally on platforms he'll do this kind of falling animation on the edge to give you a little bit more space. So it's not laziness, honestly, that made me do that. It's probably just inability to figure out exactly how to get him to overlap these rotating platforms properly. So it's just my lack of skill, which is being demonstrated here in both gameplay and programming prowess. Hey, okay, got across. Just gonna collapse, yeah. Wait, and run. Okie dokie. Couple of bats. Yay, checkpoint. I'll take it. Have I got any? Yeah. Okay, more rendered sprites. So again, this is Silicon Graphics rendered stuff. These lids, do they hurt? They do hurt. Brilliant. They don't hurt if you step on them, but they don't. They hurt if you flick you in the air. Alright, I'm guessing I have to kill some things, judging by the marbles that have just been added. Okay. Now these actually probably aren't rendered. They were probably just animated like this to do that effect. So when things sort of spin in 3D, that you can tell they're rendered. Okay, timing puzzles. The staple of a good platform game. And probably bad platform games as well. No. Okay. Oh, brilliant. This was an early version of the game Getting Over It. And if you ever watch people playing that PC game, it's the kind of frustration levels I'm experiencing right now. Right, so is this gonna just be a mad run for it? Oh, come on. Alright, this is it. And of course I'm running low on hit points now, just to make it even better. Okay, how am I going to do this? I kind of... Okay, we'll just take some damage maybe. Oh, at least it's the end of the section. Wow. Okay. Oh right, we have water again and a barrel to float on. So again, a good mix of gameplay in this particular cartoon. Great. Obviously some cartoons like Moose Hunter, there wasn't a lot of different action for us to base gameplay on. Obviously with this cartoon, where you got, in the original cartoon, you got ghosts, you got pipes, you got water rising up and down. It gave us lots of source material to draw on. Oh, I like that there's bubbles on that barrel as it sinks. Okay. Oh, that barrel's gone. So you have to swap barrels from time to time. wonder if it... Oh, no. Oh, okay. Great. What does that mean? Oh, good. Water level's gone down. And a checkpoint. All my Christmases at once. And a hit point. I really wanted there to be a reflection there, but I guess you wouldn't see it because of the angle if there was. Oh. These guys. Ah, now look, these pictures that unfold are a nod to the haunted house ride. The haunted house ride at Disneyland. Anyone who's done that ride, in the opening room, you see those posters that unfurl as you go along, as you go down in the lift. Flipping out, this is hard. Okay, this table's definitely feeling like it's going to be needed. Oh, Interestingly, this checkpoint isn't putting me back to a checkpoint, it's allowing me to continue. So I must have had two different checkpoint systems. Either it's a bug, or there's two systems. One where I think this is really, really hard, and so we'll let them restart right here. I'm not even... Is the table just to jump over ghosts? Or do I need it right at the end? Let's have a look. Because it feels to me like I could probably jump over the ghosts with that. Ah, yeah, I need to get up the steps. Okay. So up we go. Okay. Joy. I'm just skeptical. Oh, I'm skeptical on standing on anything, it might collapse, and of course then it just collapses. So again, nice little mix up here of gameplay. You move across, drop down. I've genuinely and honestly forgotten about this even being in this game. I'm trying to think back to when I programmed it, and I can't even remember programming it. It's been that long ago, or I was in such a hurry to do it. One or the other. It's crazy. It's crazy to think you forget things like this. Hey, right, can I get him? Is this me finding him? And he's running away. Okay, awesome. Oh, right. Found him. And I've escaped. Wow, okay. Done that level. Let's crack on. Let's do another one. Mickey Mouse and alcohol. It could be soda, I guess. Mickey and the Beanstalk, 1947. Okay. Ooh. Okay, I better start killing. Don't want to kill the butterflies, but I better had. So here, this massive green beanstalk is all sprites. The Sega Genesis could easily do 2 levels of parallax, or 2 playfields. So you've got the playfield in the foreground with the dirt and the grass, and then in the background you've got the clouds. So for this level, I've used a load of sprites as well to make another middle playground. I guess to make it look prettier and give it even more depth. Okay. These great looking beetles. Plants that spit. Oh my goodness. I feel a director's cut coming on. Where it's not so damn hard. But I think it's ineptitude, as I say, rather than actually anything else. Okay, alright, so you can bounce on these things, so that at least gives you some protection from them. Oh, and if you hold down... Right, if you hold down jump... If you hold down jump, you gain more height on the beetles. My goodness. Well, if the objective was to hit absolutely every obstacle, I would be world champion at this game. New strategy. Just avoid. Alright, that's got to be a predictable path. That's got to just... Oh my... Oh, come on. Let me through. Oh! Oh, I've got to bring the apple with me, have I? Okay. 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 That was pretty tricky, must be said. Oh, castle in the background. Excellent. Okay, so over here we've got some water and a plant pot. I wonder what might happen. Oh, a flower. Okay. Guess we push it back. What am I missing? Can I make it to that mushroom? Ah, I can. Okay. I don't trust the leaves either now. Okay, so you can step on the leaves. I was just waiting for them to collapse. Oh, cool. Oh, okay. Oh, It's a full range of Lego sound effects I just did then, from my earlier Lego games, rather than using actual words. Alright, this looks extremely tricky. So I'm going to have to... How do I even... No? Yep, I'll take that. Wow. Okay. Definitely getting to later levels. Follow those down. Did I miss anything? No. Yeah. Can I? No, because they've got, I guess, hard shells. Okay. At least I got through this part. Down we go. Whoa! Little baby beetles. Fantastic. You may have noticed by now my life count is not dropping. This is not an accident. I hacked the game before I started playing it. I knew how hard this game was. I did not want to have to restart every 10 minutes. So this is not a genuine playthrough. You'd have to see much more skilled players than me if you want to see an honest playthrough. Trapdoor? What do we think? No. Okay. Can't really see these beetles coming, but there is, to be fair, time to avoid them. Yep, sneaks through that way too. This section seems a little bit easier than... Ah, okay. Button. Indeed. I wonder what that opens up. Cool. So that's opened up this hole. Down we go. Lights go out. What could be there? A tempting life and a large sprite. I wonder what's this way. A rock you can't get past. Okay. So I guess... Giant spider. Run! Whoa! And a turbo-powered June bug. Interestingly, there's a load of pickups that... How am I meant... Okay. Can't go back, but there was a lot of pickups there, and I'm curious as to how. Let me know in the comments if you know how to collect those pickups. Okay, so... Oh, you plant... That's a great sound effect. You plant the leaves. Now, these little things falling down, do they... No, they don't do anything, okay. I was just worried. I'm sure there was a game, maybe it was a Yoshi's Island game, where if you touch things like that, your controls are inversed. I suddenly wondered if that was this game. It's not, so that's okay. That'll make it at least slightly easier. Ah, look, duck. Take that, butterfly. Whoa! How did I kill him? It was a cool animation, but I didn't think you could kill those things. I mean, he looks sleepy. I'm sure they were all sleepy. I'm curious. Ah, maybe when they're flying you can kill them. Alright, well I'm going to get there. Yeah, I think he was about to... maybe it's a certain number of hits. Curiouser and curiouser. Let me see. Yeah, definitely killable. Oh, and now... great. How do I... Oh, okay. So, slippy surface, table leg. Not at all tricky. This is and 1 hit point. I did that on purpose. Just so that I could have a full set of hit points to go up the table leg with. "27 hours later." I can't even hit the butterfly. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. I bet it's his wings are moving so quickly that I have to throw it at his body to kill it. Okay. 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 Oh good, it's not like miles of this stuff. Ah, okay. I'm feeling suspiciously like I might have found my way up to the giant's table. Oh my god, okay, too much information. Right, they definitely die, that's good. That's cheese. It's not bouncy cheese, there's no hidden things. Okay. Oh, excellent. I'm thinking the giant needs a little more pest control for his table. There's a lot of stuff here. Oh. Oh. Oh, excellent. Bouncy jelly, as we'd call it in England. Or jello, as the lovely Americans would call it instead. Bounce up that. Get a hit point. Hit point. Checkpoint. Oh, look. That's, that's cool. Not entirely sure what that... Can I stand on that? Are they just... Okay, they're just having fun. Pushing a slice of orange around. Pluto's having fun, just running around a plate. It's another one of those bored evenings at the TT offices where I'm like, I know what we could do. Oh, okay. Oh, I can walk under that one. Great. I bet I can't kill them, because then that would cause a problem. Because then the orange would have to then bounce across the table. Might have been fun, but... Hey! And there he is! Prince and the Pauper. No, Prince and the Pauper. Beanstalk Mickey. Congratulations, Mickey has managed to find Mickey and the Beanstalk Mickey. Excellent. Well, I think we'll leave it there. That's 3 more sections done. And let me know in the comments if I missed anything or if there's anything you'd like to see more of. And thanks for watching. As always, like and subscribe. That would be great. And I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.